Hey guys, and welcome to another live stream for Alex's Flying Club. Today we're going to continue practicing dogfighting in Rise of Flight. And let's get into it. And just make sure everything's set up properly for the stream. That all looks good. Let me turn up sounds for the game. Okay, hopefully that'll be a good balance. Let me know if the balance between game audio once the game begins and microphone audio is good. Alright, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with where I left off. I think Albatross D3. Let's start with a novice level for the AI. And we'll practice some boom and zooming. So what I'm going to try to do now with this practice session is make my boom and zooms tighter. So make sure that I'm not waiting too long to attack the enemy. They do a good job of retaining their energy, but especially if I see them start to turn away from me and bleed that energy, I'm going to try to make an attack on them whenever the opportunity presents itself, so that I can be quicker in the fight, quicker in taking down the opponent. And maybe today, if all goes well, I'll try some 2 versus 1 action as well. So 2 of them versus 1 of me. So let me know how the sound is, guys. Once you start hearing the game sounds, you should be hearing them now. Let me know how the balance is, if you can hear me over the game sounds or not. Okay, so here's the bandit coming in. I'm going to pull my nose down to get a little bit of airspeed. Make sure I lean out for maximum, and he's already on my 6, so I'm going to extend away, as I was planning to do anyway, and get the energy advantage on him. So I'm going to climb and try to keep him in my vicinity. He's turning away from me, I'm not sure why. Maybe he's trying to extend, I guess, and get me to waste my energy chasing him. And of course, I'm ascribing a lot of thought processes to the AI. Okay, so we're climbing now. We're above the bandit, which is good, which is what I wanted. Let's see if we can get inside his turn and come in for a pass. There he is. Gonna set up for a pass. We got a few good shots there. I'm trying to make my movements very smooth so that I don't burn this energy. Oh wow, he went down. I must have gotten a pilot kill. Oh, that was fast. Let's see if another one will spawn in. Since we're at an altitude. Well, you know what? I'm not going to wait for him to float to the ground. He's either pilot killed or he's got an engine out. I'm just going to go ahead and land the kill. I could just restart the mission, but for some reason I like landing right after the fight. And it's good practice for me in this game. I find landings challenging in this game. This aircraft's not too bad, but some of them especially the rotary aircraft that have a lot of torque. Their landings can be pretty challenging, like the S.E.5a DR1 or the Sopwith Camel. Practice my diving as well. Let's close up the radiator. That's something I have to keep track of. The radiator is right there, and I tend to not think about it during the battle, but you're supposed to keep the temperature between 50 and 90. So you can see it's way below 50 right now. So I have to close out the radiator. And when I'm boom and zooming, it's probably better to have the radiator mostly closed. You know, the mixture as I get closer to the ground. Where's that airfield? There it is, right below us. So next engagement, I'm going to try to pay attention to my radiator, and also make sure that I am being efficient, like I was trying to be with my boom and zooms, and make them a little bit more rapid. One second, guys, just have to put my phone to charge. It's almost out of battery. There we go, sorry about that. I'm turn my microphone volume up because I'm not sure whether the balance is right or not, whether you can hear me over the game sounds. So that temperature is really low if the engine's not being revved up. Like, I'm keeping the revs low right now because I'm trying to burn altitude, but that really calls for closing of the radiator. And even then it doesn't get it all the way up to 50. Alright, so we're going to do a little pattern here, and then land the aircraft. I think what I'm going to do next is try with 2 opponents. That way it'll give me a couple boom and zoom targets, and also it'll help me practice my situational awareness. Let's get it stopped right in front of these hangars. And shut the engine off. try again. Let's try with 2 opponents this time. Same skill level, novice. Make sure they have poor aim. Keep myself safe that way as I practice. And let's start mission. Select my favorite livery, the right loadout. Make sure my mixture set, my radiator is set, and there are the 2 bandits. One of them's on my 6, so I'm going to extend away. Both are probably on my 6 right now. I'm going to focus on one of them at a time. Luckily they're staying neatly together, so I don't have to worry about where each one of them is individually. So I'm more or less roping them in right now. One of them's going low. The other one follows. And let's see, do I have enough altitude for an attack? Let's try for one right here. Oh, bad angle. Watching the radiator, making sure that I keep it at the right level. You can see the lever moving there. There's one of the bandits. Lost sight of the other one. Oh, there's the second one. Check my mixture. And set up for an attack on the lead bandit. A few good shots there. I think I was... Whoa. I think I was a little bit undershooting, not giving him enough lead, so to speak. Nice, gentle movements to retain my energy state. So there's not much they can do as long as I'm working them properly. Let's make a pass on the trailing bandit. Guns jammed, but before that I managed to get some good hits in. What I could do is I could set up an angle so that I get a little bit closer to them, but then I risk a high deflection shot when I risk a high deflection shot when they start turning away. Good shots on his wing. Oh, there he goes. Yes. That feels good. Nice. That was a good shot. And his wing comes off. Alright, where's the second one? Hopefully he won't hightail it away. Oh, there he is. Good hits. Might have gotten a pilot wound there. Possible. Let's make a nice gentle turn, but try to set up for a second opportunity. No, I'm not going to be able. He's doing a fairly hard turn himself. I don't want to waste the energy. Temperature's looking good. Mixture check. It's still good. Didn't have the shot there. And I just wasted a lot of energy. So I guess when your opponent is not turning a lot, he's somewhat trying to conserve his energy as well. It makes it a little bit harder to do frequent passes. If he was kind of wildly turning, I could do quicker boom and zooms because he'd be wasting his energy. And I'd be able to trade my energy for my potential energy for my kinetic energy more often. But he's not allowing me to do that. Let's go in for another shot over here. Predicting he's going to turn right, and he does. Good hits. Okay, he's got a fuel leak, I think. Leaking something. Set up for another shot over here. Open up my radiator a little bit. It's getting kind of hot. Let's set up for another pass. The first one went down a lot quicker than this one. Lost my energy advantage just a little bit there. This is a really good way to measure energy states and figure out how much energy you lose with what maneuvers. So he's stalling out, trying to keep up with me. Couldn't get the angle on him. Let's try that again. Rope him in a little bit. Then he's going to stall out. There he goes. Looks like he's stalling. Too bad he's right underneath me. It's hard to set up for the shot. So in this situation, let's try a little hammerhead. Go in for another pass. So a lot of this has to do with predicting where he's going to be to set up for the optimal shot, and I'm still not great at that. Try to make everything nice and smooth. Not going to get that angle. There he is. Lost sight of him for a minute. And what's going to happen is I probably won't be able to kill him in time. His engine's going to die, and it's just the victory is just going to go to me. But I would like to be able to actually like shear his wings off or something before then. Let's get a little bit more aggressive with him. No shot there. Still want to retain my energy advantage, but I'm just trying to tighten up my turns a little bit. Make sure we're getting somewhere with him. Just a little bit, it's a balance. Where'd he go? I lost him there. There he is. Open up the radiator a little more. It's getting hot, the engine. Good hits there. Waiting for the wing to fall off. Not yet. Still more work to do. Hear the jam. Oh, and there goes his wing. So that aggressive maneuver at the end there paid off. Nice. So making progress, making progress. Went from fighting one Eindecker barely a few days ago to being able to hold my own in a 2 versus 1 against Albatross D3. So I think the next step for us is going to be to try going against one Albatross D5. I couldn't do it before. I think he oiled my engine or pilot wounded me or both. And the reason was I wasn't leaning out my mixture properly at altitude. So I should be able to... There's part of his wing flapping in the wind. Make sure not to hit that. So I'll have to definitely keep an eye on my mixture and get the most out of my engine. Otherwise, I won't be able to boom and zoom him. And if I am gonna be in a turn fight with him, then I have to make sure that I am turning to the right, because that's where my torque is with the engine. The engine turns right, so there's an advantage for me to turn in the same direction because the propeller turns to the right, and that's going to help me with my turn, that extra torque. So let's go in for a landing and land these couple of kills. So eventually, what is my end goal? My end goal is to be able to take on 2 evenly matched opponents in a dogfight. So maybe 2 D7s versus my 1 S.E.5a, and be able to take both of those AI down at the, well, let's say veteran level. I think maybe ace level, the AI gives itself like definitely great aim. I don't know how realistic that is compared to multiplayer. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to prepare myself for the multiplayer environment where, you know, you could be outmatched a little bit, and I'd still want to have the skills to be able to take on 2 opponents in the multiplayer arena and do it fairly competently. And this quick mission engine is very good for practicing those situations in Rise of Flight, I think. I'm just going to follow this river leisurely until we get further down. It's actually really fun flying along the rivers in this simulator because you'll actually get little raindrops on your windscreen, simulated raindrops on your windscreen when you fly really low over the water. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of nice little touches like that in the game. Just come in nice and easy for another landing. Let's come in over those treetops. Don't want to land too close to those hangars. Stick full back to get the tail skid to brake. Let's pull up to one of these hangars. All right. Set up for another quick mission. Just pour myself some more coffee. Yeah, I know it's kind of late. It's early evening here, but I made this coffee a couple hours ago, and it's kind of getting cold, but I still want to drink it. Let's do a quick mission. Let's do one Albatross D5A. I'm a bit scared of this. I may have to move back to the D3 and just at a higher expert level, but I think this should be okay as long as I lean out the mixture properly and do everything that I need to do. I can still boom and zoom him. Okay, so let's get my livery. Come on. Why can't I click anything? Might have to restart the game. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm having trouble with S.E.5a here. Just gonna have to restart it real quick. Another instance of S.E.5a is still running. Okay, let's try again. Sorry about this delay, guys. There we go. Should be working now. There we go. Albatross D5A, novice level, start mission. Okay, so I have to be really careful with this guy, because the D5A is a worthy opponent. So I've leaned out my mixture, which is the mistake I made last time. I didn't do that. There he is. So I'm going to try the same tactics as before. Now my track IR is not working. Dang it. I might have to restart this. Sorry about this, guys. Let me restart track IR. Okay, that's restarted. Let's restart Rise of Flight. Okay, that's all set up. Start mission. Fingers crossed, track IR should work. There we go. Now it's working. The mixture leaned out. Trim the aircraft as much as I can. Look for the bogey. There he is. Nose low, pick up airspeed. He's passing overhead. Going to make his turn. So before he was easily catching up to me. Now hopefully he'll have a little bit of a harder time. There we go. Start a nice slow turn to the left. Actually, let me go right. It's better. It won't be working against my torque that way. Right turns, preferable in this aircraft. So it'll take a longer time to get the energy advantage than compared to the D3. But you can see him already, and he goes low. I'm gonna go for a little hammerhead. Wasn't quite a hammerhead, but that's okay. Just did the job. Maybe got him 1 or 2 hits. See a little hole in his wing. Nothing significant. He's passing underneath. I'm going to set up for another shot real quick. Nope, don't have the angle. Did a quick mixture check, radiator check. He's extended away. I'm going to do a nice climbing turn. Lost sight of him for the time being. Where did he go? I don't know where he went. I'm going to cheat a little bit in case we're getting too far separated. Oh, he's coming in from my left. There he is. So now we have a lot of energy on him. Radiator closed. Oh no. Whew. I was afraid my wings were going to fall off. I was going so fast. Hope I didn't over-torque my engine. Over-rev my engine. Now I'm looking for him again. Cheat real quick and look at the map. He's off to my right side, behind me. Must be really low or something. I can't even see him. Oh, there he is. So very similar to the D3, he can't put up much of a fight. Against boom and zoom tactics. Gun jam there. Or actually ran out of bullets, so I have to put in a new drum. Now I'm playing his game, I'm doing a turn fight. I'll let him go low. That way I can regain my energy. Oh, he's missing something. Something just flew off. Did you guys see that piece fly off? Hope it wasn't from me. If he wasn't shooting at me or anything, I don't think I overstressed anything in my airframe. Let's make a right turn. Hey D-Pilot, thank you for the host and welcome to the stream. I'm progressively fighting tougher and tougher opponents. This is an Albatross D5. Earlier I fought 2 D3s and I was able to take them on and shot down both Albatross D3s. The important thing is not to play their game. So he wants me to enter a turn fight, especially to the left. I think their engines may have leftward torque because they prefer to turn left, it seems. In my aircraft, the torque of the propeller, I keep saying engine, the torque of the propeller is to the right from the pilot's view, and that's where I prefer to turn. But even then, I don't want to enter into a turn fight with them. I want to stay above them and keep boom and zooming them. I'm trying to tighten up my boom and zooms so that it doesn't take so long to shoot them down. Let's try a hammerhead here. Bleed some energy, but get down to 6. Try to predict where he's gonna be, and do a better job of that as well. I could have followed him in that turn. That wouldn't have been too bad. Gonna try to pull up. He's not gonna be able to. Few shots. So I think the next opponent, maybe I'll try 1 versus 3 in the versus the Albatross D5 once I shoot this guy down, if I shoot this guy down. I don't want to get too cocky, but I think the more opponents I have, the more targets there are for boom and zoom, and it might be easier in a sense. They still can't catch me if I do the boom and zoom properly. And if I have more opponents, there are more shot opportunities that exist. Or maybe I'll do a 1 versus 1 versus a S.E.5a D3. That'll be a pretty even fight. So let me do a better job of predicting where his aircraft's going to be, so we can get in a closer shot. That was a good burst. Not a long one, since we came in at an angle, but I think it was effective. Maybe a pilot wound, since he doesn't seem to be moving too much now. I want to follow him into the left turn. But if he turns right, I'm gonna start turning with him. I want to finish this dogfight a little bit quicker. He's going behind. I'm gonna follow. Trying to predict where he's gonna be. Follow him into the turn. turning into a turn fight, but I think he's damaged, so he may be able to help me since he's overstressing. Since he's going to be stressing his airframe, and pieces might start falling off. I think there were some good hits there. And I think I'm out of bullets for my main gun. Keeps jamming on me. Gonna expend all my ammunition and then go in for the landing. Come on. Pick him out. Oh. And there he goes. Well, that worked out well. Do I still have main ammunition? Oh yeah, I do. Huh. For some reason I thought I was out of that. Maybe all I had to do was just be patient while I was reloading. So let's go land those kills. If you guys are just joining the stream, I fought Albatross D3, then fought 2 of them. Managed to shoot 2 of those down. Now I fought Albatross D5a and just shot him down. I think I'm gonna step up to a 1 Fokker D3. It's Fokker DR1 triplane, and try my luck against that. That's going to be an even fight. The advantage that I'll have is speed. The tri-decker is not very fast, but it has a very good climb rate. So I can zoom climb. I can't out zoom climb it, but I should be able to outspeed it. What's the word I'm looking for? Outpace it, I guess. Went a little bit long here. I'll park behind the hangar. Let's go to the main screen. And let me do the Fokker DR1. Let's do it at the average level. Honestly, I think the skill level just affects turn rate, maybe. I don't think it affects tactics very much. I think it affects turn rate and aim. Like, I think just ace, they just hit most of their shots because the computer can compute, you know, the proper deflection and whatnot. But for now, I'm gonna stick with average, and this should be a fair matchup. This is something that that would be seen over the Western Front, an S.E.5a over a Fokker DR1, and even an Albatross D5A, something like an S.E.5a versus an Eindecker, the first aircraft that I was fighting a few days ago. That probably would not be a realistic matchup. At least I hadn't heard of one. But these are both kind of mid to late war aircraft, and this should be a fair fight. Okay, so make sure to lean out the mixture to get max RPMs, set the radiator, and look for the bandit. So I gotta remember the advantage that I have is speed. And you gotta use that. So he's gonna be able to outturn me. And I'm gonna go into a shallow climb. I'm not gonna go into a very steep climb with this guy, because he'll be able to outclimb me. It's pretty even, but I think he's got a little bit of an edge in climb rate. Oh, that was a good turn. I didn't think he would pull off such a steep turn. Then again, this thing is, the DR1 is very maneuverable. So I'm gonna stay fast with this opponent. I'm gonna try to stay above 90 miles per hour as I do my maneuvers. He's going right again, which helps me. Maybe his torque is in the same direction, I don't know. He just zoom climbed, and now he's extending away. I'm gonna intercept him here. I thought he'd complete the turn. Not sure what he was going for there. Now he's stalling out. So he just lost a bit of energy there. Let's use it to our advantage and dive back in on him. Missed the angle there. He doesn't have a shot. Stalling out. Oh, it's actually not a situation that I wanted to be in. I'm going climb rate versus climb rate, and it's even at best. So I'm going to try to stay fast. Forgot about that. Let's get above 90 miles per hour. Do more of a flat turn rather than a climbing turn like I was doing with some of the other aircraft components. I'm expecting a turn to the right. surprised. I thought he would have turned. Ah, that was silly of me. I saw that coming. We collided. Not good. Well, at least he didn't shoot me down. We both kind of... When you play chicken with the AI, that's not good. That's a lesson learned. Don't go for the head-on shots with the AI. Or with human opponents, in fact. They may be actually more dangerous in a head-on situation, especially new novices. Excuse me. Okay, so that's a good lesson to remember. Let's try this again with the DR1. It's pretty fun. I like this matchup. It's a classic matchup. Two classic aircraft. Oh, it said all the enemy destroyed. That's funny. Well, that's one way to destroy them, but that's not the way I want to destroy them. Okay, trim set, radiator set, mixture to peak RPM. Looking for the bogey. There he is. He's going to go for the head-on. I'm going to go nose low. Just turning left. I'm going to stay above 90 miles per hour. Get some separation from him. Start a shallow turn to the right. Looking at what he's doing, he's extending away, so he's giving me his 6. He doesn't have the energy advantage anymore, or he didn't have it to begin with, but we were level when we started, but now I've got more energy than him. I'm going to take a shot. I'm expecting him to turn to the right as I come in. Sometimes he turns, sometimes he just kind of hovers there, so it's hard to predict. Maybe landed a hit or two there. I gotta get better at those shots. Waiting for him to stall out. More or less stalled. And he's going for the head-on. Probably should have waited there. Don't want to be zoom climbing. So I'm getting speed over 90 miles an hour. I'm going into a shallow turn again. Don't want to do a head-on, as I learned the hard way. Now I'm like super averse to turning left in general. I don't know why. I'm denying the shot. Still want to stay fast. Let's get above 90. This is more like a World War II dogfight than a furball, because we're extending away pretty far in between shot opportunities. He's gonna go for the head-on. I'm not gonna I'm not going to do that. We're pretty much at where we started. I'm not really sure what to do here, how I can get an advantage on him, aside from just waiting it out, getting speed, slowly climbing, getting above him, and then repeating my boom and zoom tactics. He's not burning through his energy, he's not doing any wild turns. You know, in fact, maybe if I put him at ace level, maybe he'd be doing more turns, which would ironically be easier to fight against him if he's burning his energy faster. Yeah, this rail is, I'm pretty sure, for the pilot to pull back in the gun and reload it. I'm pretty sure that's what it's for. Where'd he go? Okay, apparently we're merging. I looked at chat for a second, then I lost him. There he is. So I have the energy advantage again. Now I just have to place myself. This is really the hard part of boom and zoom, is figuring out the vectors, figuring out where to place yourself for a good shot, for a good attack opportunity. Oh man, come on. Oh, that track IR glitch totally messed up my plan. How's the audio balance, by the way, between game sounds and microphone, DP? Oh, he turned. He did a hard break, and that spoiled my shot. Oh, thanks. Audio balance is good. Sometimes it's easier to play against bad players because their moves are unpredictable. That's true. Beginner's luck. Come on, track IR. I didn't set up for that properly anyway. Let's go into a rolling scissors with him. So I've got the speed. I'm gonna transform that into a bit of a climb. Because I blew my energy there. Now I've got to regain the energy advantage. It's difficult. Boom and zoom done right is difficult. Some people see turn fighting as a cheap, kind of simple way of dogfighting. Some people see boom and zoom as kind of a cheap way. I personally think it's just preference for what kind of style you personally like. My natural inclination, like a noob, is to do turn fight, just kind of turn it into a game of angles. What is that over there? Oh, that's a balloon. See what he's trying to do? He's climbing, but he's not fast. So I'm gonna outpace him. But our climb rate is gonna be about the same. I'm not sure why I had my radiator full open. Let's use this opportunity to adjust the mixture to peak. So interesting, the AI tried something different there. He's actually trying to outclimb me. Just setting up for another shot. Trying to get behind him. It's a bit of a cat and mouse game. He's going to climb. This is going to give me a good opportunity, I think. Maybe a hit there, possibly. But now I think I got a little bit better at predicting his steep turns. Ooh, I want to stay above 90. Otherwise he's going to catch up. But I gotta say it's pretty exciting not to play against the AI and not to be killed by something like a DR1. Because just a few days ago I was struggling against the Eindeckers. But it would be interesting to go against something evenly matched, like a D7. And I don't think I would be able to outpace it or outclimb it in any significant way. So I'm expecting a gradual right turn and then him steeply turning into it as I get closer. Nope. He just kind of held his attitude and didn't do much of anything. Got the energy advantage now. I'm going to try diving in on him. And I'm not going to beat him at this game. See how fast see how much I can outpace him when I'm going at my regular speed. The S.E.5a DR1 is a very maneuverable plane. It's got a rotary engine. It spins one way, I forget which, but its key is maneuverability. Said I wouldn't do that, but there was a head-on. was a great opportunity. That was a big mistake by that AI. But I kind of blew it. I got a few shots in on him, but I could have totally devastated him. Another chance there, but that was a more difficult shot, a more difficult approach. So he's going into a few zoom climbs, which is giving me some great shot opportunities. Just adjusting my mixture and radiator. For the turn. See, my problem is I get good shots. I just don't have enough ammo on target. I have a few bullets maybe hit him each time, but I don't. Maybe the angles that I approach him are such that I don't get a nice long burst on the target. Makes it difficult to destroy him. It takes a really long time. No, don't do that. I was tempted to turn it into a turn fight, but what would that accomplish? Some interesting patterns there. Whoa. He's stalling out. So there's some variety going on here. Not same old, same old. Almost had a shot there. Not quite. Okay, so this is turning into a more interesting fight right now. We're both burning energy, but we're staying in the vertical. I don't want to be turning. So this is the kind of fight that I like. There we go, shot opportunity. So it's a little more action paced, a little more faster paced. Well, where'd he go? Where'd he go? It's quick paced. But I think since our energy is evening out, I think I may have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to extend. But that was a good engagement there for a little bit. Now I just have to think about how that came about and try to induce that again. because I was able to get a good shot on him. I think to start something like that, I have to have a little bit more energy than him and stay close to him. So he went over the top, just like before. I think it started when I did my loop to get over the top of him. Good shot. Ah, dang it, wasted opportunity. Yeah, he's a little bit, he's got the edge in turning, that's for sure. Maybe I've just damaged him enough to even that out. Okay, now his engine's damaged for sure. Oh, we gotta make sure I don't run into the ground here. Let's go full mixture. Ah! What a waste. What a waste of a good dogfight. I almost had him. I almost had him on the ground. Ah, it's frustrating. That was more difficult to see. I didn't see that one coming. Well, I did, but I didn't have time to react as quickly as I should have. I still think in my back of my mind, I was like, I'm gonna go for that shot. Now, not to show off or anything, but, well, maybe a little bit to show off, but kind of to prove concept, I'm gonna actually put a whole bunch of aircraft let's do 15 aircraft. Just to give me a target-rich environment, and see how many I can take down before I run out of ammunition. Of course, there's no way that I'm gonna shoot them all down. But if I do it right, they shouldn't be able to take any shots at me because I've got the energy advantage on all of them. Should I do this many? No. Let's not be too cocky. Let's do 3 Fokker DR1s. Kamikaze tactics, indeed. So RPM is set, radiator set, trim down. Got 3 bogies up ahead. So it's 3-on-1. They're both, just judging by the way the AI works, they're both kind of gonna stay together, at least to begin with. And I'm gonna stay fast, stay above 90, work on that energy advantage. And look for one of them to shoot down. So I'm probably going to go for the one that's trailing. Oh no, he's turning in. They're not really giving me an opportunity to set up on them, which is pretty smart on their part. Can't tell the energy state of this dude right there. To the right, this one. Can't tell if he's fast or if he's like at his rope. Maybe about same speed. Make a pass on this last one right here. Keeping my energy, doing a nice gentle climb. So you can see the advantage these S.E.5as had when they first came out. Number 56 Squadron, which is my squadron in Rise of Flight, but the historical Number 56 Squadron was going into combat in April 1917, and I believe that was Bloody April when the Allies really had a hard time and lost a lot of aircraft. Go after this guy right here. Ah, missed that opportunity. And they went into battle in April 1917. And the fighters that the Germans had, the Albatross, I think the Pfalz, the Halberstadt, they weren't really a big match for the S.E.5a, the 200 horsepower version of the aircraft. And it could pretty much pick and choose which fights it got into. Not to say that it was that it didn't have any gremlins. The initial version, the pilots really didn't like it, the S.E.5, before they converted it to the S.E.5a. The pilots had to recommend a lot of modifications, like removing this canopy screen that it had initially. I think James McCudden, one of the aces in Number 56 Squadron, would tune his own engine to give himself more horsepower, and eventually the S.E.5a became the fighter that it was, the superior fighter that it was. But once that happened, I gotta pick a target here. I should have picked the higher target. Once the S.E.5 became into its element, you can pretty much pick and choose which fights you got into because you had the speed advantage. You can outrun your opponents, the Albatross, the DR-1, and the Germans didn't have that advantage. And of course, you know, other great Allied fighters came into the picture, like the Sopwith Camel, which was extremely maneuverable, the Sopwith Dolphin, which was very good at high altitudes and had a crazy ability to dive. They could pretty much, at least in this game, it could pretty much dive straight down without compressing, without losing its wings. It's a very cool aircraft. We got a good burst in them. before he did a steep turn. So here's a little bit more action with 3 guys. More shot opportunities. Just have to play my game. I can't play theirs, or I'll get shot down really quick. I'll let this guy go. Get some more energy back. I'm trying to think what I can fight next. Maybe an S.E.5a. No, I kind of want to stick with fighting German aircraft. Where's the 3rd guy? There he is. 1, 2. No, wait. I thought there were still 3 of them. Nah, he's around here somewhere. I don't think I shot him down yet. Not sure where the 3rd guy went, really. Oh, there he is. He got above me somehow. Let's go in on these dudes. So this will probably be my last engagement for the stream. So at least I'll hope to get at least one decent clean kill. Victory, I should say. So this guy had more altitude, and as I attacked his buddies, he got a few shots in on me, but nothing hit. So let's go give him. Let's go return the favor. don't think I hit there. Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, I feel like I had a bit of a breakthrough when I finally learned how to boom and zoom properly, but now my aim, I really have to make the most out of the shots that I get. Otherwise, it takes forever to kill an opponent this way. Oh, he actually got a shot in on me. Not sure what he hit exactly. Maybe my fuselage. So it's a reminder not to get too cocky. These guys, unless I work them right, these guys can still shoot me down. So the best thing to do is to go for the highest one, I think. But I'm not going to do a head-on attack. I mean, if these guys are really coordinated and working together, that was a good hit. His engine's damaged. If they were coordinated and working together, then they could like rope me in and try to get me to climb, steep climb, give me a chance of a shot, and then the other one comes and picks me off from behind. But it's the AI, so they're not going to be really working together. They're just doing their own thing. Gun jam. The last minute there. That was a great shot opportunity. I got to remember to ease up on the trigger. I think that was the one either that I oiled earlier, or maybe this is a second one that I oiled. No, that's the one that I got earlier. Good shots. So really I'm just looking for mistakes that the AI makes. Reverses a turn in an opportune moment or something like that. Going for the higher bogey. Not going to engage head on. I think I hit his engine. He's kind of puffing some black smoke. That one to the right was almost childishly stalling there. Oh, still dangerous. Oh wow, that guy wanted a head-on collision bad. So I'm just going to expend my ammo. I'm not going to shoot him down, all three of them. I won't be able to. I don't give myself too good of opportunities for that. I'm gonna try to hopefully get at least one of them, expend my ammo, land, and then call it a day for the stream. Where are your comrades? A couple of them are significantly lower than the third. Maybe their engine damage is showing. They've been kind of sticking together pretty well so far. Dang it. Okay, that was a good burst. Nearly ripped my wings off. So I'm going to focus on the high bandit. Oh, come on, track error. That's not what I want. There we go. Un petit head-on. Little head-on shot. Broke off at the right moment. Reload. Tries for a shot, but he doesn't have it. Do I still have 3 of them? 1, 2. Yeah, there's a third. Just kind of spaced out. So I guess 3 versus 1 is not as exciting as I thought it would be. They still present few target opportunities. That was a good opportunity. You know what would be good? I think practicing attacking bombers would be good, because that would help with my aim. It would help practice my aim. It's a stable target, and yeah, I think I'll try that next. And bombers are actually more difficult than fighters, I think, because they've got gunners, and the gunners tend to aim pretty well with the AI. So I think my next task, if I remember, of course, on a future day, I'll be practicing attacking bombers. Another gun jam. So let's get into it with this one. I'll make it a little more exciting. If the other ones show up, I may have to extend away. Oh, good shot. Good shots. I don't want to do any hammerheads or be slow, because his other friends can show up without me noticing. He can shoot me out of the sky fairly easily. Ah, should have saw that coming. So he's near the ground. I should watch out for the head-on shots. Well, that wasn't good. I just gave him my tail. Let's go fast and extend away. Let's enrich the mixture. Sorry guys, I'm just focusing on this dogfight. Probably be running out of ammo fairly soon. Come on, come on. Oh, I had a shot there. Oh, one of the aircraft went in. What do you know? I see him on the ground. Do I have two that I'm fighting? See? Oh no. Okay, let me extend away. Get my bearings. So one of the aircraft went in. Maybe that was an error on his part. Maybe he just like miscontrolled the plane. I'm not sure. I don't think I shot anybody up that bad. There was a fuel leak on one of them. Alright, let's do this again. Okay, let's see how a turn fight will work out with this guy. Whoa. Almost went in. Got a few shots there. Is he going in? Yes. All enemy aircraft have been destroyed. Wow. That's impressive. Didn't think I would get all of them. Yeah, it took a while though, didn't it? Alright, let's go land. Just want to check real quick what the exterior view is, because I want to do an exterior view once I land. Controls, camera control. External free, reset external free camera. Camera reset, camera yaw. Combat camera, key F2. I'm not really sure. Can't figure out these zoom controls now. Whatever. All right. So that was a fun series of flights. We went from the Albatross D3 up to the D5A, and eventually were able to take on 3 DR1s and shoot them down. So I'd call that progress today. Next up, I'm going to practice attacking bombers. That'll be some good target practice, I think. And then I'll move on to the D7. Very comparable fighter for the S.E.5. Alright, I want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks DP for sticking around and chatting with me, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the virtual skies. Signing off. Thanks again.